And here again we are going to have back-to-back awesome sessions today by some experts. So we'll start first with Yogesh. So Yogesh is one of the I would say SPC, and he has also done a lot of coaching with the corporate audience, I would say. And Yogesh can introduce more and explain you like what area he's currently doing. Yogesh, over to you. You can start. Thank you.
Thanks, Gaurav. First of all, I would like to appreciate every one of you for showing courage and commitment for your learning and supporting this community. Then I would like to thank Satish, Sharad, Dhananjay, and Gaurav and all participant volunteers for their hard work and commitment to getting this webinar done seamlessly. So when you talk about these sessions, you will be finding a lot of people interested in getting into these sessions. Everybody wants to be a speaker, volunteer, but getting these things done is a real success. So I would like to congratulate all of you for making this happen. Let's talk about me. So I would be sharing my knowledge and experience on understanding success. When we talk about success, there are multiple definitions about it. So I have been in IT for more than 12 years. And fortunately, I got an opportunity to start working as an Agile team member. And that too, without knowing Agile or Scrum. So that time we were just aware of daily stand-up. So we started our journey with daily stand-up and we thought we are Agile. But fortunately, the main magic of agility is in collaboration. And we people were collaborating and engaged. At every level, being a QA or a developer or a DB person, we all were engaged highly in making decisions. So we all have multiple problems and we have a motive to solve those problems. And gradually we have implemented complete Agile, or you can say Scrum, and we were not even aware about it. And we were part of a high performing team where we got a compliment from the team, our business team, who was sitting in Spain. And we got a compliment that from competitors. That compliment is from competitors. And competitors were saying they must have hired a team of 100 people in India. That's why they are able to release every week. So when people were struggling to start into Scrum, we were able to deliver every week. 1 week iteration or 1 week sprint where we were doing all ceremonies, maybe with different names. So I got good exposure of Agile, how it works. Then I got trained on Agile by one of the trainer, CST. And when I realized the role of Scrum Master is so impactful and effective, and I got interested in that. And then I started working as a Scrum Master, then became Agile Coach, Safe Consultant, and now I'm working as an independent consultant. And I got an opportunity to work with all big companies and got participation in portfolio level Safe as well. And today I have very interesting topic, success. Please let me share my screen so that we can talk more about it. I'm sharing my screen. Please let me know once it's visible to all of you. I hope you all can see my screen.
Yes, Yogesh, we can see.
Thanks for confirming. So this is a small slide about me, my experience. I have delivered multiple trainings in different corporates, some public trainings as well initially before COVID. They all were in-person trainings. And I have multiple certifications which validate my experience and knowledge on Agile, Scrum, and Safe. And recently I got certified as an ICF PCC, and that was a journey of 3 years. It took me almost 3 years to complete that certification. And After that certification, I realized a change or shift in my coaching or my work style as well. So we'll talk about this during the training as well, and also in this session. So the topic for today is success and agile beyond IT. This is very interesting to know who is successful. We all try to understand and find out who is successful, who is getting success in different areas, and that too in agile also, because most of us must be aspired to become a scrum master or agile coaches, or even some, there must be someone who just want to get started into agile as a team member or as a leader or as a manager. Because if you talk about today's competitive environment, market, you will find we need to get into speed, but we all have different criterias to or reasons to get into agile, and we want to be successful. So let me start my session with understanding what is success. So you can use the chat window and answer this question. What is success for you? What do you mean by success? Start typing. Feeling contented, which makes me happy, which gives me satisfactory feeling, achieved agreed goal, when signature becomes autograph, awesome, peaceful life, achieving to great heights. Now you see the variability, very simple term, simple word. We all have been using it in multiple scenarios, multiple ways to communicate multiple things. And we all know the meaning of success, but we have interpretation as a different. So for Rajadhurya, success is achieved agreed goals. Vaibhavi says it's peaceful life. Ankit says to keep happy our team. So it differs person to person, context to context. So for one team, success something entirely different. So that's why we say everything is contextual. There is no comparison between two teams, two team members, or two organizations as well. So let me share. Some people say when we talk about these organizations or teams, they ensure that we deliver our product to market early. So time to market would be my criteria of success. And I hope that makes sense to all of you. Then some people say we need prediction. When we can deliver what? We need some visibility, not only just immediate future, but in our long-term future as well. How we would be achieving our vision, mission, and all milestones. So we need prediction. If we are able to predict effectively, then we are successful. Other team comes and says, hey, we need productivity. We need to ensure we are delivering as much as possible to our customers so that they can get more revenue. Makes sense. Some people says, hey, for me, success means quality. Whatever you are delivering, whether it's a product or a service, but it should be meeting the quality standards. Other people say, hey, doesn't matter what we do, but we need happiness. Our team who is doing everything, they should be respected, they should be heard. So we need happy employees. So these are some parameters to measure success, which most of the organizations or most of the teams are considering. Like we have much variability in the term success. Likewise, we have variability in these criterias as well. Time to market may be different for everyone. Somebody wants to release every week, maybe every quarter. Prediction, somebody wants to achieve 70% of whatever they committed. Some may wants to achieve 80%. Productivity, again, I want to deliver 100 story points, 20, 30. No, something cannot be fixed to everything or everywhere. Then quality, each one has different quality standards. I need something which I can use at the comfort of my home. Somebody wants to use it while driving, while commuting. So different quality standards. Happy employee, what employees want, that may be different from what employer is considering as an happiness. So still, with that much variability, we can say ultimate success is to have happy customers. Because you must be aware of a quote which says, which used by one of our speaker yesterday as well. Customer is someone who can fire everyone in the organization. How? They can move to some of your competitors. So we need to keep our customers happy. When customer is happy, team is happy, we have good time to market, prediction, productivity, quality, still something is missing in success. So let me share a recent experience with one of my team where I was coaching. I got a request from the leadership team. Hey Yogesh, we need your help. I said, yes, I would be happy to help you. Yes, tell me how we can work together. Then they told me, we have one team who is agile. They are doing well at the team level. They are delivering whatever they are committing to deliver. And they are following agile. But still, we are not happy. There is a huge gap in our expectation to what they are delivering. So at team level, everything is smooth. They are happy. They are delivering at quality standards as well. But there is a huge gap in our expectation and what team is delivering. So if you talk about all of these parameters, team is following these parameters and delivering quality, quick time to market, higher productivity with some level of prediction, and team is happy. Still, leadership is not happy. Business is not happy. So there is a gap. Now, if you look at how to achieve success on these parameters, quick time to market can be achieved using some of agile frameworks. There are multiple agile frameworks, and I believe most of you are aware of most of the frameworks, even at scaling level. So we can predict, provide more productivity, quality, and team would be happy. Under those agile frameworks, we have agile practices, which teams are following. Then we have some technical practices. Teams are mastering those agile engineering practices as well. They are getting into TDD, writing unit test cases, peer review, pair programming. There are a lot of things which teams are considering and getting master at. Then we have involvement and engagement also. Start involving your team members in making some decisions and you will find success. Then where is the gap? Because business is not happy, with what team is delivering using all these practices. Framework, which is doing wonders for the team, multiple teams as well, multiple organizations. Then I took my conversation ahead with the leadership and business people. Hey, what's happening? They are delivering user stories, they are writing user stories, they have 2 weeks iteration, they are delivering every iteration, whatever they commit, they deliver. But what we want may not be considered in their commitment or their roadmap. Then I check with them, hey, how are you communicating your expectations? Hey, we are writing features. Well, let me show, please let me check those features. Please show me those features. Then I found they were just one-liner features. Okay. Then we checked how these gaps are experienced. Then they said, whenever we need something, after reviewing that feature or deliverables, we find most of the things are missing. When we say work on them, then team says, hey, we are following 2 weeks iteration. Can we wait for next iteration? We'll get it done in next iteration. Something which you are in asking us to work now is a change of scope. So we are not expected to change our scope during the execution of iteration. Then I shared with the business team, hey team, we need to write features and we need to detail down the features so that team understands what is expected out of this feature, what is in its scope, what is out of its scope, and then we can set that alignment. Then believe me, they have problem, their expectations are not met, still they were not ready to write features. Because writing a feature requires a lot of collaboration. And for that collaboration, they need to work with multiple people across the organization, across multiple teams. And that is something people don't want to get into. After that, PO came to me and said, hey, Yogesh, we are not ready with the features. So let's communicate clearly. We will not be taking these features until unless they are not detailed. We cannot move ahead with this one-liner feature. In that situation, when we want to have detailed features and business is not ready to write features because we have to start now, but we don't have features written. So what should we do? Should we stop taking those features which are not clear, or should we start working as is? What would be your thought on this? How would you proceed in this situation? Please write in the chat window so that features are not ready. We need to start implementing the features. So should we stop until features are not written properly, detailed enough? It should have its benefit hypothesis, acceptance criteria written. We cannot start. Should we communicate this to the business or should we continue as is? As is or stop? Please write in the chat window. Stop. Yes, we should communicate. We have to do MVP. Working agreement should be agree upon definition of readiness. Absolutely. So we need to set the right expectations of the leadership and the business. However, at the same time, we cannot stop or we cannot hold anything. We need to keep moving. So I requested the product owner to start working with the stakeholders and business team and ensure you get the detailing of the features as much as possible. Set the right expectation and keep moving. Whenever we have that problem, try to map it to the feature. Was it there in the feature? Was it in the acceptance criteria? Was it in the scope? Use those opportunities whenever you have that problem to communicate what is expected from the leadership, from the business. And they started doing that. And after some time, you won't believe, the business people approached me and asked, hey Yogesh, how can we put a structure to our requirements so that we have epics on the top, which we decide at the strategy level, and then we can get it implemented using features and then user stories. So message here is, so Kiran says problem should address immediately. Absolutely, it should be immediately addressed, but we cannot put everything on halt. We need to find out the ways, because if we are starting something from the beginning, then it makes sense, because again, contextual. Execution is in process. We have some commitments. So nothing should be impacted. And we can definitely, because it's not one-time activity, we need to do it continuously. And where we find these resistances, then we need to be patient in that case. We cannot push things. Make them aware about that. What is the problem? What is the solution? And try to connect everything back to the solution. And they understood it on the walk. After in second PI, they started thinking about writing epics. So is it success for them now? Still not. When we talk about success, now you in my story, you must be experiencing team is doing good at the team level. Team is agile. Though we were missing the clarity, missing the detailing, but they were able to deliver whatever they commit, doing all ceremonies, events successfully. At team level, they were agile. However, when you talk about this success, we need to scale our agility from one team to multiple teams at the organization level. For that, we need to have agile culture. And to get that agile culture, we have multiple aspects where we need to focus. Tools and technologies at the team level. Organizational design, how our team is structured. Do we have hierarchies? How decisions are made? That needs to be considered and restructured as well, if needed. People, we need to ensure people are getting what they want to get it done. So you need to provide that environment to the team. You need to support the team. And for that, getting all these things done, we need leadership. Leadership is the foundation of these transformations. Transformation, I would not say cannot take place, but it will take a lot of time if you move bottom up. But if you have direction from the top, leadership is looking for that transformation. They are supporting the teams. They are doing whatever needs to be done at their level. Then it would be done quickly and smoothly. So you need to consider agility everywhere, whosoever is involved. Now, leadership. If we talk about leadership, it is not someone who is sitting at the management level only, but I like the idea of Kanban. Everyone is a leader. So you need to have that leadership within your management, within your team members. They understand what is expected out of them and what they can expect from others. So what they can do, as a leader, you would be creating awareness. What is the problem? What is needed and how we can get there? Start involving people in your decisions. Support the execution. as a leader. If something is not working, help them to make it work. Improvise throughout the execution, throughout the planning, throughout the transformation. We need to identify those improvement areas as a leader, as a team, as an individual, and then we'll get the results what we want. For that, we coaches are needed. How we can create that awareness? By training not only the team members, but we need to train those leaders as well who need to change at their business level. Change should happen at every level, because we can ask the team to do whatever we want to get them done, or whatever the way we want them to do. It's quite easy. People can do anything because we have hired them. They are capable enough. They know how things need to be worked. That is very simple. But when you talk about every level, change needs to be taken place at each level of the leadership as well. So we need to train leadership. Hand-holding is much needed. Just after training, it would not be the right expectation to assume that everyone would be start doing what is expected. So you need to do some hand-holding in the beginning. Once they got started, then you need to mentor them, show them how things needs to be done, coach them, and then coaching would continue. Coaching continues. The reason is we all have a tendency to fall back. Even after achieving success, transformation, we may have a tendency, or there are a lot of chances that we fall back. So we can have less engagement with the coaches, but we need continuous coaching as well, even at the leadership level. Even your leaders have start working as a coach, start coaching your teams, still they need coaching. So this is all at the team level. Now we have taken it to the leadership. Whatever we discussed till now, do you feel IT is involved, or only IT is involved in these things, whatever we discussed, from getting things done at the team level and then taking it to the leadership? A yes, no in the chat window would help to understand. Is IT involved, or is only IT involved? How would you say? What are your response to this? All, total IT? Some more responses. Everyone? We need some more responses, please. All, everyone, from top to down in value stream. So if you observe, I haven't talked about the team, what they are doing. Are they IT, non-IT, HR, legal, or what they are doing on the ground? So these are just an approach which can change the way you are working. It is not centric to IT only. And in Scrum Guide 2020, we got a change that it is applicable not only to IT, but any kind of work can be taken care through Scrum or Agile. So enterprise agility talks about getting adaptability at the organizational decisions level, strategy level, how quickly we can adapt to the changes in the market. If our competitor is coming with some new changes, how quickly we can come up with the same feature or be more competent with them. So that is agility at the enterprise level. And to get that agility at the enterprise level or business level, it's not only your IT team, or I would say execution team only, but we need to make your business teams, product teams, sales and marketing, pre-sales, support, operations, HR, finance, legal, and a lot more many other departments. They all needs to be involved. Whosoever is needed to get that work done should be involved. And when we talk about the involvement of these people, they all, or these departments, they all should be following Agile. Because to get things done quickly, we need to have alignment. To get that alignment across all the teams, we need agility in every team. Because we have something alignment on something today, but after a couple of months, some new scenarios will come in. We need to realign. So that all would happen when everyone in the organization who is involved in delivering your solution or product is agile. Now, how to get agility at these teams level? Reason being, if you talk about HR, legal, finance, you hardly find any traction in these departments. Reason? They miss that alignment, that common objective with the big picture, how they are contributing to the success of that solution. We need to create that alignment and transparency in all these teams. And there is a 3-step process to get agility at the enterprise level, and it is taken from safe, be agile, ensure every team is following agile at their team level in doing their day-to-day work. Let them understand how they are connecting to the long-term vision, big picture, or you can say how they are involved in that value stream, which is there to deliver the solution or value to the end users. Make them aware how they are connected to the big picture, and continuous improvement in their practices, which are aligned with values and principles of Agile. By following these 3 stages or steps, you can get anything done with any kind of team, whether it's HR, finance, legal. I haven't worked with legal teams, but I have got an opportunity to work with HR, finance, operations, sales and marketing, pre-sales as well, but I haven't got an opportunity to work with legal teams. Any of you work with legal teams? Yogesh Kulkarni worked with legal team. Sharad worked with awesome compliance. Yes. Not directly. No. Perfect. Thanks a lot, team. But I haven't worked with legal teams and not even compliance teams as well, because in most of my engagements, these legal and compliance things are happening in the US, and we were not allowed to work on those activities. I'm not sure whether it was fortunately or unfortunately, but so that's all in my session. And the key point which I'm trying to communicate to all of you is make everyone who is involved agile, and there is no specific thing which needs to be done, but the idea is to make sure that everyone is involved and engaged throughout the transformation. When you have that level of engagement and involvement, things will definitely happen, and those results would make magic. So I'm able to complete it in within the time limits. Thanks a lot, team. That's all from
Thanks.
me.
Yeah, thanks,
Let-
Yogesh, for the wonderful session. So we can now ask the questions to Yogesh directly, guys. So please raise your hand, and I will allow you to unmute. You can
Thanks,
raise
Gaurav.
your hand and you can directly communicate to Yogesh. Please raise your hand. If you have any questions on this session delivered by Yogesh, so please raise your hand and we can have a questions with Yogesh.
I think Gaurav, in the meanwhile, we got some Q&A questions. Let this.
Okay, someone is asking on can we get the presentation? I think Sharad, you can answer on that.
Yeah, folks who have joined this, these 2 days sessions will get the presentations as well as the video links also. So no need to, panic on that. Please focus on the sessions and clarify your doubts. That will help.
Okay, so I think Prashant want to ask. Prashant, I am just making you unmute. Okay. I think there is some issue. Sharad, I'm not able to unmute Prashant.
So Gaurav, we have
One second.
some questions in Q&A as well. Meanwhile, we can take that.
1 second. Prashant, can you ask now?
Yeah, Prashant has asked how to train leaders,
Hi,
Yogesh.
hi Gaurav.
Yeah,
Yogesh,
hi
am I
Prashant.
audible? Yeah. First of all, Yogesh, wonderful insight about leadership coaching over there. I just had one query, Yogesh, over there that you mentioned that we need to start with the leadership to train the leadership, right? And it is not an easy task. So, do you have some idea how we start to train the leadership, right? Because they are the biggest player in the organization.
Yep. So Prashant, this is, however, it is completely contextual. But as per my experience, I have joined most of the teams in between their transformation. So I'm sharing my experience from joining the teams in between their transformation. Would that be fine?
Yes, that
Okay. So when you start working with a team, a train, or even at the team level, first you need to observe some of the challenges of the team or problem areas. Then take those problem areas to the leadership with certain solutions. Agree with the team leaders that which problem they want to solve first, because you may have multiple problems, but you need to prioritize those problems, how you want to get started with resolution of those problems. For that, have a session with the one leadership team and create awareness through some training sessions. That way you would be just getting an engagement with the leadership. When you are quite aware, leadership is aware of you, then it will start, and you have an opportunity to getting engaged with the leadership and keep communicating with them. With that training session, you can start helping the team as well. So I started helping them in writing those epics and features, then started helping them in maintaining their Kanban boards. So that way we can get ready for the PI planning effectively. Because in one of my engagement, I started joining a PI planning, and that PI planning was completely a backlog refinement kind of session. So when I started working with the leadership, help them to write their epics and features and maintain them through Kanban board, they were better ready for the PI planning. So start engaging yourself with the leadership, try to understand their pain areas and try to match them with the team's concerns. So start engaging yourself with the leadership.
Yeah, I think that's a great answer, Yogesh. Uh, let's move to the next question. There's an interesting question from the other person, anonymous second. My organization for past 1 year implementing safe readily. However, I did not see any involvement from other cross-functional departments like HR, finance, legal. So what do you think, how long it would take for the entire organization to be agile or to become
So
agile?
yes, definitely. So there is no single answer for that, whether it would be done in a month or two or even a year or multiple years. So it's a journey. Now, one quick question to you. When you talk about I haven't seen these involvement of other cross-functional departments, it depends. If they are needed, then you need to check on your value stream, who all are there in your value stream, how they are getting impacted by these cross-functional departments, what level of involvement is needed. Then you can rethink or review your value stream and their stakeholders as well. And if
Mhm.
needed, get them onboarded in your value stream. Then only they would be able to connect with the common mission and understand how they would be contributing to the success of your agile release train in achieving what they commit to their business.
Right. Thanks, Yogesh, for the wonderful answer. Uh, any other questions, anyone? Because I saw most of the questions are with respect to how to train the leadership. I think Yogesh has already answered. We have a couple more minutes. Yogesh, in
Yep.
between, a question from my
Yes.
side.
Sharad, before we take your question, can I answer? Because I have seen a lot of questions about who trains the leadership. And
That's
that's
what
a,
I'm.
Yeah,
okay,
Yogesh, go ahead. You can
okay,
answer on that.
okay.
Good.
Uh,
Good.
thanks, Sharad. So if you talk about who can train the leadership, I would say anybody can train the leadership who knows what is the problem and how they can connect it with the pain point of the leaders. So where it can be a scrum master, agile coach, PO can do that. Even your team members can take care of that training also. But the idea is how quickly you get engaged with the leadership, because it takes a lot of time for the people to start engaging the leadership early in their transformation. So the early you reach out and engage the leadership, more happy leaders you will get.
Yeah,
Yeah,
completely
thank
agree
you.
with you, Yogesh.
Thank you. Thanks, Sharad.
My 2 cents is, um, you need to start traveling with, leaders that you are going to work in the short term or long term.
Mhm.
Understand their perspective, their pain points, and you have to travel with them as a coach, right? Listening to them deeply and aligning with them at different points. Then they will start, no, even not all leaders, out of 10, maybe one start aligning with you. You need to start journey with that team or that leader, and then gradually you need to scale up across the organization. Across the organization. That's my 2 cents.
Thanks a lot, Sharad.
Yeah. And my question is, Yogesh, these departments like HR, finance, legal, uh, you know, they are in the very early stages of adopting agile, right? Babies taking baby steps in all the organizations.
Mhm.
What do you think, like, how mindset plays a key role, and as a coach, what we can do here to make things better?
So, Sharad, when we talk about these other teams, I would say other teams, because most of the times we start coaching and transformation with IT teams, but I would call them as a group of other teams who are involved. So, first, you need to understand, because it depends on your coaching domain as well. What is your focus area of coaching? Because sometimes teams are out of that coaching scope, then you need to reach out to them, understand what can help them as a team. So start from their individual benefits as a team, or you can start with individual people also, because sometimes team is not, you don't have a direction from the leadership. Hey, let's onboard agile, HR and finance for agile journey. So if you feel you need to get them onboarded, reach out to the people, help them, start helping them individually, and then make it at the team level, and then connect it with the big picture. I hope
Right,
that
thanks.
would the approach which we can take up, because until unless we don't have direction from the leadership, you cannot inspire people by just moving accidentally to them or occasionally to them.
Right. Yeah, it all comes from the top leadership, right?
Yeah.
I rightly agree with you. We need to say, like, we need to adapt to change. We are the drivers of change. So across the organization, we need to leverage all these areas. Then people at the, next level will start listening to you, and, you can start
Yeah.
initiating those kind of things.
Yeah.
Thanks,
Big,
Yogesh.
just to
Yeah,
add one
yeah.
thing here.
Uh,
So in one of my organization, I started helping an HR team and one finance team by just getting them working on agile boards. So I got them
okay.
onboarded on Kanban board. For that, I discussed the benefits of following the Kanban board with their leadership, and then created a board and conducted a training for them. And then they started using it, and I was working with them closely to help them onboarded in the initial couple of months.
Agree. Few teams, they want to adopt only tools just to organize their work in a proper way.
Yeah,
They can push things easily. Okay. Agree.
thank you.
Thanks,
Thank you so
Yogesh,
much,
for
Yogesh.
the session. Right, then just give me a second. Yogesh, there is a token of appreciation from SS Agile Guru. Right, I'm just sharing my screen. Let me know. Sharad, I'm facing the same error. Right, I can't share. I think you need to change the settings.
Okay. In that context, let's move forward. We will display the certificates for both the speakers in
Okay.
the next session. We'll get ready in the back end.
Okay. Fine. Thanks,
So,
Yogesh, for wonderful session. I
Thanks a
hope the
lot,
audience
everyone.
really enjoyed it. It was really a fruitful session for the on Saturday evening.